Hi, this is Julie. Thanks for watching this week's EdTech Tuesday video. This week we're going to focus on getkahoot.com. This website lets you create quizzes, discussions, and surveys to review information with your students. This website works best for levels 1 and 2 activities in which you are reviewing material that's already been taught or checking for students' prior understanding in a particular area. To get started, go to getkahoot.com. You can sign up for an account in the upper right corner using the orange button Sign Up for Free. If you already have an account, click on Sign In. Clicking on Sign In will take you to your dashboard. You'll spend most of your time here getting started creating your new Kahoots. You have 3 choices. You can create a quiz, a discussion, or a survey. In the upper left corner, there are 3 other links that are useful. The purple New Kahoot button takes you to the quiz, discussion, and survey creation page. My Kahoots takes you to the list of Kahoots you've already created, and Public Kahoots takes you to all the public Kahoots that have been created by everyone who uses this service. We're going to begin by creating a quiz. To do so, click on the Quiz button. Kahoot will begin by asking you to give a title to your quiz. Then it will take you to the first question. Type your question in the Question 1 box. You can add a picture to your question. Unlike Google, where you can copy and paste a picture using its web address, Kahoot requires you to upload a picture from your computer that's already been saved. If you wish to add a picture, click on Browse and you can add the picture from your hard drive. Under the place to put an image is where you put your answers. I'm typing in 3 answers here. If I only wish to have 3 answers, I click on the minus button on the far right side. Kahoot defaults to 4 answers, and 4 is the maximum number of answers you can have per question. Before I can go to the next question, I have to select a correct answer. Once I've done so, I can add another question, or I can save and continue if I'm finished with my quiz. For this quiz, I'm going to add another question. I'll type my question in this box. You'll see above the question box you have some options. You can make the text bolded, italicized, superscript, subscript, or you can add symbols. This is helpful if you want to use Kahoot for math problems or for special scientific notation. Once again, I need to add my answers to the bottom of the page. One other feature of Kahoot is that you can have more than one correct question. For this question, I have 2 possible correct answers. I'm going to label both of them as correct. If students answer with either option, they get the answer right. I'm now finished with my quiz, so I will click on Save and Continue at the bottom of the screen. I'm now given a preview of my quiz. I can reorder the questions by clicking and dragging them into the order that I wish to have them. When I'm ready, I click on Save and Continue. Kahoot asks for a bunch of information on this page, but the only thing that's required is to select a primary audience. You can add an image for your entire quiz that Kahoot calls a cover image. If you don't wish to add one, just click Done. Now your quiz is complete. To play with students, you can click on the purple Play Now button. When you click on the Play Now button, it will take you to a screen where you can determine the settings for your quiz. Scroll through the settings and choose the ones that you wish to use for this particular quiz. At the bottom, if you click on the arrow, there are some advanced options as well. Once you've chosen the options that you like, click on the green Launch button at the top of the page. This screen will be projecting to your students on your overhead. Your students will see these directions on the page. They're supposed to go to the website kahoot.it and join with a game PIN. That PIN number is listed at the top of the screen. Kahoot gives them directions at the top of the overhead screen. I'm going to open a new tab and join the quiz as if I were a student to show you what the student side looks like. Here's what students will see when they go on their computer. They need to put in the PIN number that you're showing on the overhead. After they put in the PIN, they're asked to put in a nickname. This can be any name that they choose, although you can require students to only put in their correct name. This is what students see once they've submitted their name. On your screen, on the overhead screen, you see students' names as they appear. A message across the bottom was just showing that shows that you can cancel a student's name simply by clicking on his or her name on the screen. Doing so would require students to re-enter the PIN and add a new nickname. Once all of your students have joined, you can click Start to begin the quiz. The question will flash across the screen, and then the answers will show up. Students have a default of 20 seconds to answer each question. This is the screen that the students see. They don't see the answers, they only see the colors and shapes of the choices. They must look at the overhead screen in order to answer the question. I'm going to choose the correct answer, and this is the screen that the students will see when they choose the correct answer. They're given a number of points based on the correctness of their answer and how quickly they answer the question. To move to the next question, click on Next. Before you get to the next question, Kahoot will show you the scoreboard with the top 5 students and their point values. Students will not see the question until you click Next again. The second question will show up on the screen, and then students will be given the answers. This was the question where we had 2 possible answers. So I'm choosing one of those correct answers, and I get the answer correct. Across the top of the screen, you can see how many students answered the questions correctly. When you're ready, click Next, and the scoreboard will show up again. When you're done with the quiz, click End, and everyone can see the top scorer. Your students will see what their score is on their final page and the place that they acquired within the class. When you're finished playing the quiz, you can close all of the tabs except for the original one, and you'll be back to your Kahoot dashboard. You can click on My Kahoots in the upper left corner to get to your list of Kahoots that you've already created. One final feature of Kahoot is that you can look at the public Kahoots. These are all of the other quizzes created by other users of this website. This can be really helpful when you're in a pinch for time and you need a quiz that's already been created. So I'm going to type in the subject of the quiz that I just created and see if anyone else has already created this quiz for themselves. It looks as though several teachers have already created quizzes on this topic. I can click on the quiz and preview it. I can look at all the questions and the pictures. I can show the answers so I can see what the teacher said was correct and what wasn't. And if I decide that I want to use this with my students, I can hit play. I can also preview it and favorite it. Those are the basic features of getkahoot.com. Although this service does not challenge students to think critically, it is a great and fun way to review information before a simple test or quiz. It could also be used at the beginning of a class period to review the previous day's learning before beginning that day's lesson. Thanks for watching.